Well, good morning again. Hey, I already can't talk. You hear me stuttering? That's too funny. Oh well. Not a whole lot's happened since last video. Well, yeah, I guess a few things have happened. First big thing that's happened is check this out. One side is skinned, and my graphics came in, so I got that on. I kind of have to crack up because what the graphics company did, if you look, is they took and reversed the image from the other side. So rather than northwest, I have west-north, and then west down here and east up here. So that's backwards, but I don't care. For what I paid, I don't really care. So, but yeah, this gives a good idea of what it's really going to look like when it's all done. The other side has yet to be done because this side didn't come out as smooth as I want it to, and I want help on the other side. Of course, I've got to finish painting my frame, and I got to wire up the lights down here, wire up the light on the fender. I don't recall if I had the light on the fender last video or not. But also, I went over to my cousin's house, and he gave me a window AC. So that's a big step right there. As far as other things that have happened, we have interior cabinet. That's the way that's going to come out. I haven't decided what I'm going to do down here yet. I've kind of been thinking about doing some drawers down there for storage, but I've got the storage area underneath the bed, and I've also got the storage area up here, obviously. I don't know what I'm going to put up here just yet. I also still need to insulate up there and cover it with something, probably the same wood. The reason why there's the big blank area over there is because that's where my TV is going to be mounted. I think I said that in a previous video. I don't recall, but if I didn't, well, now I did. Really not a whole lot of more progress. I also put up another wall right here for my external storage area. It's hard for me to zoom out, but up here's where my AC is going to be. All right, sticking out, about yay far roughly. One obstacle I'm running into, I have to make a decision on, is this area. It's about 33 inches deep. Well, guess what? My arm is not 33 inches long, not quite. So I'm deciding to decide if I want to extend this up and take it to the ceiling like I thought about doing, or if I want to cut this down to this level right here so I can reach in from the side to turn my air conditioner on and off. I don't know yet, but obviously it's going to have a floor underneath this rail here, and yeah, you can kind of see a hole right here where I had one piece of wood mounted. It's going to have to go lower because it's got to go under the floor because of the height of the AC. I kind of goofed when I measured that out. Oh my gosh, this thing's leaning more. But I've got help coming when it gets here. And when that help does get here, we're going to get the other side skinned. And I'm hoping also he may help me go ahead and get this back wall on, because I've really got to get this back wall on to square the back of this trailer up. The whole thing's kind of leaning this way because there's nothing to hold it square. So hopefully that happens soon. I really hope, but I can't rush anybody. They're driving 500 miles, I think about 500 miles, maybe less, to get some other things done. And when they get here, they get here. But I've got the steel on the ground right there for the other side. And I've also got my other piece of galvalume to finish the front wall. And I'll be glad when that gets done, because then this side here will be waterproof, and I can get my window in on this side. And then I need to go on, I really, before they get here to help me, I need to get this side of the frame painted completely. Because if I get a little overspray on the bottom of the wall, it's not a big deal because it's going to be covered by the Hawaiian blue metal. And yeah, so I need to get that done pretty quick here. The weather here has really, really cooled off, and that's going to help me get some things done. My other plan I don't think I've talked about is the deck here. Well, this stuff here is already turning color. So pretty quick here, I'm gonna lay some paint down on here just to seal it. And then I'm gonna put some 1x3. It's gonna stick up, what, 2.5 inches? Less than 2.5 inches from here, but 2.5 inches from the frame. So let's see, this is 1.5 inch right here. That's 7/16. So I may still have to trim it down some long ways. My friend's got a bandsaw here, or not a bandsaw, a table saw here I can use to trim it down so it only sticks up maybe 3/16 of an inch. But my plan is, like I did on my teardrop camper build number 4 that I did, I'm gonna do a penny deck back here under resin. Just because I really like the way it came out. It's gonna look different on this type of board than it did on plywood, but it still should come out really nice. But basically I'm gonna border the whole thing with 1x3, and that'll give me a nice border to protect the edge of the resin, and it'll also keep the resin from kind of give it a, what am I trying to say here? My brain just went blank. Hold the resin in place, you know, a wall, a border, however you want to call it. But that'll also protect the edge of this wood here too, and give more of a finished look around the edge here too. So that's the plan. I have to get some 1x3 because I still have to put some 1x3 underneath the edges of this here. It's already starting to bow down a little bit. Also, these came in, and what I'm going to use these for is I'm going to put these underneath the trailer, under the floor. This is going to separate and organize my tail light wiring mainly. I got 4 of those, and as I stated before in one of my previous videos, I got a lot of sun behind me, don't I? Sorry about that. As I stated before in one of my previous videos, I'm going to have a different style wiring where my tail lights, man, I should get a battery out here one of these days so I can show you how this stuff works. Maybe right now. Let's do that right now. Let's see here. Take my battery off and drill. I'm going to set my tripod up here so I can show you how this is going to work. What in the world? Oh well, something just fell off my camera frame. That's okay. So battery, tail light. Let's see here. Untwist how this. Maybe. If my fingers will work. Here we go. Okay, so I believe my black's my ground, if I remember right. My yellow is, I think, my turn signal. Actually, maybe my white's my ground. Usually white's ground on LED, so let's find out here. I don't have my glasses on, but there we go. Okay, now I can see it. So that's ground wire right there. This may or may not fit. And let's see here. Red is going to be my brake light. Well, I don't have something right there. I just use a different type of battery. There's another one. Hang on. This has got a little bit wider battery area here. So let's try this here. So red is my... I just did it backwards. Right on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of not used to doing videos, as you can tell. So red. Okay, black must be my ground. Hopefully I didn't just fry this light. Let's look up black as a ground. Hi, Muddy. Okay, there we go. There we go. So there's my tail light. And white must be my parking light. Come on, you just lit up a second ago. My ground's coming loose, that's what's going on. Yep, white's my parking light. Yellow is my turn signal. Oh wow, did you see that? That's kind of neat, really. I did not realize there's sequential style like that. That's really neat. And then blue, watch this blue. That's the strobe feature. So that's really cool. I didn't realize this is a sequential style light, which means I may have to change the way I'm going to mount these. That kind of sucks in a way. And there again, I may not. I don't know yet. But now you can see how my lights work, like I explained. And then somewhere around in this mess, I have still got the wiring adapter. Here we go. There we go. So yeah, you've got a ground coming in, and you've got right turn and brake coming in, left turn and brake coming in, okay? Your standard left turn, right turn, and brake. Then coming out, you've got one brake light wire. So this will go to the red wire on both these lights. Then you have your left turn, which will go to the yellow wire on the left light, and right turn, which will go to the yellow wire on the right light. That way, your left and right brake light wire don't flash red. It flashes yellow on both on either side. I kind of wanted something different on here, you know, and I think that really is different. I like the way it's going to come out. I like the way that's going to work. So another thing I got done, I know my RC's in the way, sorry about that, but I got my power cutoff mounted down there, and I've got my actually it's called a circuit breaker. Let's get this correct. I've got my fuse panel mounted there. Now I have to punch a hole in the floor to get to my battery for power in, which is on the other side. This is power out. It's going to go to the main positive on the fuse panel. And then I have to start routing wires. I need to get some wire. I really need to get some wire so I can start routing things and start getting ready to hook things up. I've got this battery cable right here. This was a winch relay system, breaker system for a Harbor Freight winch that I didn't use. The wiring is, well, I'm going to cut a few inches out so I'm not running into corrosion or rust in the wires. But I've got plenty of these copper connectors to, nice, that thing just broke open, to make a few shorter wires out of that long cable. And that's how I'm going to do my wiring. What are you two doing? Oh goodness. Now we got the dog show. That's Muddy, the chocolate healer, and Gus is the Australian kettle dog. Did I have that right? Australian kettle dog? No, I'm sorry. He's an Aussie. Okay, he's an Aussie. Muddy is a chocolate healer. Yes, I said chocolate healer. Not a lot of people know about chocolate healers. There's people that actually say there's no such thing as chocolate healer. Well, there he is. And you can hear Coco off in the distance barking at the goat. Not my goat. That's my friend's goat where I'm staying. So I started punching a hole right here on the side of my trailer. This is going to go there like that. And because I have this 1.2-ish gallon propane tank, and I also got my diesel fuel tank mounted. I may have to replace it though, because when I punched a hole in the bottom of it for the fuel outlet fitting, I may have screwed it up. So if I did, I'm not crying, except for money wise, because I'm just going to take and buy a stainless tank instead of this plastic tank. I don't think insulating will be any different between stainless and plastic, but I don't know for sure. And before you ask, yes, I do have a way to lock my propane tank onto the power tank bracket. I did it once before. I just can't remember how. It's been a long time since I've used this thing. Other than that, I don't remember. I think I showed these here. These are 3-wire setup, so they are either dim or bright. And on the front is an amber. And these are running lights, and they also will blink with the turn signals. That was the other main reason why I wanted this converter box, because if I didn't use this converter box, it would come out like the horse trailer I wired up in Alabama, where when they hit the brakes, all those side marker lights went bright. Well, I don't want that. I'm going to do this my way, the way I suggested to them. But I'm not pointing any fingers or anything like that. I'm doing this the way I'm doing it. So those things, those side lights only go bright when I turn the turn signal on, not when I hit the brake. And this guy right here, it kind of stinks because the red LED and the amber LED both have their own ground and their own power. I kind of wish that was a dual stage LED also, kind of like the solid markers, but they're not. So it is what it is. They'll just stay on all the time when the lights are on, when the running lights are on. Other than that, a few little things here and there I've done. I know there's other little things that I'm forgetting about. But, oh yeah, I put my diesel heater vent in. I finally come across a 3-inch hole saw at a yard sale for $2. I couldn't beat that deal. So I went ahead and punched a hole, and there's my heater vent. That right there, I need to find some small screws, because that's my heater power control board, control head, whatever. And obviously you can see that I have a mattress in here now also. But honestly, I've got about 3 feet of room between here. So my door is going to be about 30 inches wide, I believe. And it's going to be, I haven't measured out the height yet. See, it just fell off again. Dadgummit. Anyway. I haven't measured out the height yet, but let's see here. We are 58, 56, 53. Okay, so it's going to be around, the door is going to be about 50 inches tall. That's more than adequate. I've got basically 54 inches of inside height. And I can just stand up, bent over, where I'm not having to walk on my hands and knees to get in and out of here. And that's just comfortable enough, because I'm not going to be standing in this thing full time anyway, so no big deal. But still got a ways to go. It's coming along really slow, and I'm making progress slowly but surely. Yeah, go and get your toy. Dog, Muddy. We've had Muddy since he was 6.5 weeks old. There was when I was homeless, myself and my daughter were homeless in Oregon. We were living in a 40-foot school bus, converted school bus, schoolie, if you will. And we had Coco, my McNabb, who howled in one of my previous videos when I was rebuilding the engine for my Yamaha Zuma, which is also down. The fuel pump went out again, by the way. I can't win. Anyway. And they had a McNabb, looked almost 100% identical to Coco, build and all. And so he's chocolate healer, but that chocolate comes from McNabb and Red Healer. So his daddy's Red Healer, his mama's McNabb, right? Rosie? TJ? That's your mommy and daddy, huh? He is so smart. God, it just amazes me how smart he is. Anyway, we got him in 6.5 weeks. His mama Rosie weaned him at 4 weeks. I guess she got tired of piranha teeth, you know. Can't say I blame her, really. And at 6 weeks, we found out about the litter, which was a litter of 7. One puppy was stolen, sadly. I've learned that a few others didn't make it because of accidents. It's just absolutely heartbreaking. But he was the last to have to find a home. And there was a bunch of people who wanted him. Well, we lived in that bus, and we had 2 other dogs, and we decided to take him in. We wanted to take him in. And 3 days after we went and met him, they came and chose us to give him a home. And I'll tell you what, I have not regretted it since. He was born on February 22nd of 2021. So he's 3.5 years old now. And he's the greatest dog. I swear, he is a cuddler. He stays close to me all the time. Healers are just incredible. I'll never get over how amazing he is, but I love him to death. I'll tell you what, Coco, you know, my McNabb, she is coming up on 10 years old, but she still acts really strong. By the way, don't mind that trash in the background. We're under a burn ban here in Arkansas, and we just had a couple 100-acre brush fire here last week, and we don't dare burn. All that stuff's got to be burned. There's no plastic in there, so you know we're gonna do this right. But anyway, my 2 dogs, I can't live without them. I really can't. I'm a dog person. I'm really soft-hearted when it comes to dogs. I see a dog video online that's been neglected or starved or dumped off, and I get emotional over that. I just can't help it. So it's the way it is. I'm sure some of you guys can, ladies and gentlemen, guys, girls, whoever, can definitely relate to that. But anyway, I'm going to keep on working on this thing, get little things done. I got some paint work I can get done. It's pretty easy. I got to get some hardware for that propane tank, so I can get that mounted and get some wiring done. My wiring, I showed in a previous video, I think the last video, that my junction box for my trailer wiring is already mounted underneath. I had to notch out a piece of wood to put it where I wanted it, but it worked out really well. And I've got to get a 7-pin plug for that to hook up to my Bronco. This trailer will eventually have trailer brakes because I think it's going to weigh in the area of around 1,200 pounds. I'm not positive, but the size of it and what I'm going to have it accessorized with, you know, I've never had an AC in one of these. I've never had a diesel heater in one of these. I've never had the fuel for the diesel heater in one of these. I've had a battery, but not one this size. And my Ford Expedition I had when we went down to the Redwoods down in California, coming down from the Redwoods going north on Highway 101, I lost the brakes. And it would have been really good to have trailer brakes. So hopefully I've got a 7-pin plug somewhere in my mess of a shed. This is embarrassing. But I threw it in here in a hurry. My cousin helped me move it from one shed to another. And this is how it's ended up over time because I've had to dig for stuff multiple times. So, oh yeah, check this out. I got this in case I got something I want to mount on the outside that I need to keep waterproof. I got a couple of those. I don't remember where I got them, but they're going to be handy. Forgot I had that, actually. In case you're wondering what a 7-pin trailer plug is, that is a 7-pin trailer plug. That's the vehicle side. I need the trailer side. And I don't think I have one of those plugs. But they're not very expensive, and they are very easy to source. So I'll get one. I'll get one when the time is ready. So anyway, with that, I'm going to end this video. I've got 3 subscribers. If you guys wouldn't mind subscribing and maybe liking my videos, that would help immensely. I'd love for this YouTube channel to take off and maybe start giving me a little income. That'd be wonderful, you know. That would help a lot with expenses in this build. I know it takes a while for that to start paying off, but there's lots of people that are making a living and getting by on their YouTube videos. And I know my videos aren't as exciting as theirs are. I can't edit yet. I'm trying. I found out my iPad, the Quick, GoPro Quick app that I have allows me to edit. I just have to figure out how, and I need Wi-Fi. I need fast Wi-Fi with nothing else going because Wi-Fi keeps on locking up every time I try. So anyway, I'm going to end the video. I appreciate you guys watching. We're getting this done. We're getting there real quick. Not real quick, but we're getting there somewhat steadily. And I'm excited to have this thing done. So we'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.